Alright, so we move on to Demons turn 3. So if you can tell, his bloodletter unit at the top tried to charge my questing knights, but they failed to charge. The other unit decided not to charge because I think he knew he'd probably get held up on men-at-arms, and then my questing knights, or my grail knights, would get into his flank. He did with that, actually with that bottom unit though, he did charge my small knight errant unit, and I chose to flee. You can see them fleeing towards the right side, and they caused my bowman to flee, which wasn't a huge deal. And then he decided not to redirect into my men-at-arms, or if he did, he failed his leadership test. I don't remember whichever way it was, he ended up where he is. His fleshhounds charged my questing knights on the right. And my bowmen never rally, and my small unit knights errant I don't think ever rally. I think they just ran right off the board. I know they ran at least one more time, and after that I just don't remember if they rallied or if they stuck. So this guy comes over here. He's casting Dwellers Below on the Grail Knights, and I'll tell you, he got it off this turn and next turn, and both times I let it go through, and both times I didn't lose a single guy to it. So I figure I should have lost one third of my guys each time, but I didn't. Okay, so his Fleshhounds come in. He's got 12 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s, with me saving on 5s, and then saving on 5 ward saves. So anyway, he had 4 wounds go all the way through to my ward save, and then that, what you see on the dice, that was my ward save roll. It saved them all. Between the Bloodthirster, that other Fleshhound battle, and now this Fleshhound combat, it was just, I was actually just kind of feeling bad. I think he should have killed 3. I'm not positive on the math hammer there, but anyway, he killed none. I go back with all 9 attacks, strength 6, kill a bunch, and he rolls really high in his instability test, and he's down to 1 guy at the end of it. Yeah. So that worked out really well for me. And questing knights get a bad rap. They are horrible against elite infantry, but get them against something with high toughness, and they really do well. Even if I had lost a few guys, they would have killed a couple, and you know, it's just really what they can do. And with my Lore of Life Prophetess, I can regrow some, so that it turns them into a viable unit. I was also hoping to get the toughness spell off on them, but I wasn't able to. Had I got that off, that my strategy really should have worked anyway. So anyway, go to Brett's turn 3. I have a dual charge, so I go ahead and with my men-at-arms and my Battle Standard Bearers Knight of the Realm unit, charge into them. I'm really hoping here that he doesn't... I think I tried to charge his flank with my Grail Knights, not because I thought I would do wonderfully well with it, but I don't need his Bloodletter unit charging to the flank of my men-at-arms next turn. But I failed the charge, and so now I'm a little bit scared. I'm thinking that my Knight of the Realm unit is stubborn, but that's not going to help me a whole lot. Anyway, we'll just have to see. Close-up of it. Yeah, Knights of the Realm, Knights Errant in the lower right-hand corner kept on running. Okay, so this is a major mistake. My men-at-arms were steadfast, and that's why they stuck. And then I was thinking that my battle standard bearer had the Crown of Command, and then I looked at my sheet and realized he didn't, that he had the thing that gave him a rerollable armor save, the Grommel Greathelm. And so I assumed my Knights of the Realm were not stubborn, and so I broke from combat, fled, thus killing my battle standard bearer. After the game, I realized that I gave the Crown of Command to my Prophetess, and which I think is a wonderful use for her. She has that frog scroll and then the Crown of Command. So had I kept them there, they would have been stubborn. But I don't know. Another round of combat, you could tell he was killing my knights pretty easily. Demons turn 4. Another thing, my Battle Standard Bearer had the immunity to Killing Blow, which saved him, by the way. So Demons turn 4. He does go ahead and countercharge the men-at-arms just to make quick work of them. If you look on the right, my questing knights killed his last Fleshhound. Over here, he's keeping this guy nearby. He did get a wound through, I believe, a miscast. Cast Dwellers Below again, and it didn't go off. Or it didn't kill anybody. I think he got Irresistible Force and took a wound and didn't do anything to my Grail Knights. This guy that used to be behind my questing knights, on the same miscast, took a wound, and he already had a wound, so he died. So I thought that was nice. And at the end of the combat, he broke my men-at-arms, didn't chase him down, and everything is as you see it. Now what's funny is if you look at my prophetess, when my guys fled through that forest, my Knights of the Realm, I failed a bunch of dangerous terrain tests, and so I was, you know, you could see really how it played out. And this is where I realized that what I really want to have happen is I need the musician to die, because as it is now, they need double ones in order to rally. But if the musician died, she can rally on an 8. And so I was just praying that on my next, that they'll probably continue to flee, and if they do, that in the dangerous terrain test, that the musician would fail it. And he did. So Brett's turn 4, the musician dies in the woods, so I lose all points for the Knight of the Realm unit, but I was going to lose those anyway because, you know, he needed double ones. But if you look just on the far right above the house, that's my prophetess. She fled, but now she can rally next turn on an 8, so I have a chance of saving the prophetess. If you look at the top, my men-at-arms did not rally. They kept on fleeing towards the table edge. And now I'm really just trying to avoid combat. I march my questy knights around his bloodletter unit. He can barely, just barely not see me. And what I'm doing here is, unless I can triple charge him with what I have left, I don't want to charge him. I don't see me winning it. So now I just want to keep the points that I have alive and just see if I can pick off his remaining spellcaster and see if that can net me the game. So there's me dancing around. I think I back my Grail Knights up. I want him facing him because I want him a little bit worried about him, but I don't want anybody in a fight. So top of the screen, that's my big Knight of the Realm unit, Knight Errant unit there by the woods. I don't see a way to avoid combat. I would if I could, but I wasn't able to do it. So there's the prophetess on the right, and we go to Demon's turn 5. So he charged my Knight Errant unit and broke me, and I ran off the border. I think he killed them all, and then he reformed. Otherwise, he reformed, as you can see. Brett's turn 5. I do a swift reform with my questy knights and just move away. I turn my Grail Knights around and just walk away. So now he can't charge anything. His bloodletter units are just sitting in the board, saving him a lot of points. It's half his points of his army are in those 2 units, between the guys themselves and the heralds. But you know, better let him keep those points than to lose my guys in the process. So Demon's turn 6, there's really nothing for him to do. Brett's turn 6, I was able to I cast Dwellers Below or the Magic Missile. I really don't remember which, but whatever it was, my prophetess was able to kill his remaining herald. And my men-at-arms with my level 2 damsel were able to rally pretty close to the board edge. So that ended the game. So it had been a long game, and so we just kind of shook hands and said fun game and left. We didn't add up points or anything. So before I did the battle report, I added up points, and it was almost precisely a tie. Definitely a draw within 100 points. So interesting game. I feel fortunate to able to walk away with a tie. I really didn't know how to address his unit, how to handle those big blocks of bloodletters. So any tactical advice on what I maybe could have or should have done in my strategy, I'm more than welcome to hear it. I thought it was an interesting challenge to try to take. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it.